Cool. I'm gonna try to go through this in 10 minutes. That's my goal. So like I
Okay.
said, the idea of the app is to just make it efficient to help 8 different markets. And obviously we're gonna need to set up a funnel for each one of the markets, and like the success of each funnel will help the success of the next one. So the first portal that we're obviously catering to is the buyers. So we mentioned, I was talking to you, like the person that is investing has like a stream of income, but the person is typically looking to exit that income. They're looking for a passive way to make money. They're just like, Ryan, look, find an opportunity for me. The pitch to them and why it's working is, I'm like, look, 25,000 gets you this like Walmart, Airbnb, Uber, and typically the ROI is like 12 months. I have a proven revenue stream that can get you the money faster. Invest into this network, because the money that we can use can be invested into a legal team, into an administrative team, to like grow a company and protect you, and to make everything transparent. So like the features that they're really going to enjoy to pay for is like the fact that everything that we do in terms of communication will be documented on the app. Like, so there's no like, you said this, you said that, like the calls will be recorded. Like, so like the 4 things that they can log into. Number 1 is the workspace. So for all the people that don't have Facebook, like it's like, no, we have our own Facebook for our buyers, basically. We can do all of the interaction in terms of like real-time voting, like what's the best time you guys want to come on to a training, what's like, like shit like that, like get that information instead of like picking a time. What is the best time for everybody? Let's ask them, and then boom, have that data. That would make your job easier, right?
Yeah.
Shit like that. That's like a small little solution that boom, we program that for ourselves. We can help that for ourselves. We can resell that to somebody. The project pipeline. So once we have like all of the tasks that we're doing in real time, Arbel can like be like, this is what is happening with the company. Stop asking Ryan what's happening. This is what's happening. Here are the P&Ls. Here's the money that we made this week. This is where we spent our money. That's the second tab. They get to see like a dashboard of like where we are for like ADC and any other fundraising project. 3, the provider portal. That's where they're putting the money for. So they'll have like, they'll be able to pick from different industries, from e-com, Airbnb, like property, rideshare, trading, franchises, YouTube, coaching. I pretty much, like I said, I was talking to the YouTube guy the other day with Jack. Jack also had me on with a fund. Lewis, I'm talking to you on Thursday. So like we're pretty much already going to have the vendors, but like if you give me 4 months and get everything built out, it's going to be like boom, everything is in place. They'll be able to like log in the LLC, and then from that point they're directly communicating with the vendor, and like I said, it's all documented, it's all transparent. So number 4, the appointment log. Imagine if like every time I made a call, the call was recorded and it was like boom, and it was like in the conversation thread. So when I tell you I'm going to 2x your money and this is what I'm going to do, there's no dispute, there's no like he said, she said shit. It's like we have to deliver, and that's going to make people comfortable to invest and give us the time to do it. And finally, 5 is the profile. Like just like Facebook, we get their bio, we get their site, we find out what they're interested in. They can submit requests, like be like, hey, this is a way to improve the software. They can schedule appointments with us, and then the software, the company, we can just give recommendations on like who they are and like what we recommend that they should do to like benefit the most from our service. So for example, like if they don't have a lot of money, we'd be like, hey, you should go to the training program and learn how to sell. And if they do, we'd be like, hey, you should look into these markets, so on and so forth. Or you can come be connected. So that's the buyer portal, right? So you kind of could see like how the app makes it easier for me to like to interact with them, interact with us. That's just one way, right? So then the next one is the sales portal. So I know how to make lives easier for salespeople, right? So instead of us having like our own CRM, the calendar, their cell phone, texting people, Facebook, everything's all in one place. All the leads like are directly on their phone. They can push the call from their app on the phone. The calls are recorded. They get transcribed. They get pushed to the sales manager. We have all the data on how long it takes to close someone, what's the ROI on the consultant, how long it takes to convert the lead to close. We'll really be able to like, see the profitability of them and, just document everything to other companies. And then we can also just upload the training all to the app or to the website. So it's in one place. Also, the collateral, the references. So they'll be able to have like all the pitch decks. They'll be able to have like the numbers from the hedge fund, the numbers from the YouTube, all of the presentation decks will be on their phone or their iPad. So if they like, need to do like a quick demo, they can do that. Also, I want to get programmed into it I always have a trouble where sometimes like people can't get to the Zoom link for some reason. The email doesn't go through or it doesn't work for their server. We can be like, dude, don't worry, just like send them the app, they can download it. And I want to be able to have us screen share through the phone, like for people that are on the move or like, not, giving us their attention. And these are all, like I said, solutions that can help our salespeople, but they're solutions that would help any high ticket salesperson. And like, we can charge people for that.
I like it.
Does that make sense? Like we could charge so many different ways. We could be like, hey, do you want to do sales with us? Give us 5K. You get access to my training. You can get the leads from us. You get the funnel. You can refer people to that. Also on tab 1, the leads, I want to have the function where they can just buy leads directly from the app. And I can just invest that into the campaign, and then the leads are just deposited back into the app for them. And they can just start making more calls. Like all in one place. Like, huh?
Thought of it all.
Dude, like that's one way. Like I can just, like I said, like that can help me, that can help any salesperson, and we can charge in different ways. Like it'd be like, hey, you can come work with us, or you can just license the software to be a freelance salesperson. Next, here's the copywriting portal, right? So I've been wanting to like, start hiring the writers and stuff, but it'd be a lot easier if it was all in one place. So they'll have a workspace where like there's a feed specifically for the writers. Every time I produce content, I'll show people, look, like this is what I did in 4 hours. And this is why when I send this to investors, it's going to make me money. And they can just see like, this is what I do with my time as a writer. Start doing this, like start learning. And then like, it's just like creative. And then we can also have like a job board when we have things that we need to get done. Obviously like internship jobs, paid jobs. So they can go bid on those opportunities. You'll have the training program in the next slide module. They can go through, see my works, and then we'll be like, hey, create videos to educate people on the buyer portal. Best video will be published, and we're going to spend $1,000 on ads on that video. And then you'll have data that you can add to your portfolio. And it's like I said, we create bottlenecks to get them to create content for us, the best content. I also want to get people to like write on our blog and just be like contributors. So like, just like I have, like, there's a picture of me at the bottom. I want other people to just be like, look, if you commit to make 100 blogs for the company in the next year, this is what we can do for you. And just like create closes, create deals for like that. And then they'll be able to like actually see results for their work. Cause I remember that was the hardest thing when I was a freelancer, and like I would have gigs, but I would have no way to see if it made me money or made the clients money. And that's either because like the company didn't have enough traffic, or like the deal size was too small, so you couldn't even like really quantify it.
Yeah.
And that's why with this, we're like, look, dude, if you like make a really fucking good piece for us and it like answers a question for a group of investors, and that like opened up 6 deals, like boom, that's data. Like that's going to help you with your portfolio, and we're going to help you organize your portfolio. And if that shit works, we're going to give you more work to do. Like if you give ROI, we're going to give it right back to you, so you make more stuff. And like, we're just going to get them the hunt, get them to work like that. And like I said, I'll be able to just like really motivate copywriters and just funnel them in, go through the training, put them through the workspace, see what I'm doing on a daily basis. And then they'll be able to start producing in a more effective way. We'll have like all the data of what they're doing, their blog posts, the impressions, the conversion rate, the appointments that are generated, and the sales. And like the point is I want to be able to get like writers to just put their head down, like create the content, and eventually do what Dylan did, where he's like, getting paid to schedule appointments with me. He's getting 10% on $25,000 deals. And like eventually like the writers can just learn how to create their own funnel, leverage my software, leverage all of my offers, and just figure out how to generate leads to it by creating like an affiliate site, for example, like for YouTube automation. And like they just found a way to get people to like see the authority there. They sent it here, and then they made money with that. That's basically like what I'm looking to teach with that. So that's the copywriting portal. Then there's the lead vendor portal. So these are for the influencers and or people that drive traffic. And like one of the guy who taught me how to generate leads in this space in the beginning, like one thing he always wants is like being able to see the visibility of the sales, because these are like long sales cycles. That's why we need to be able to like show him his pipeline, show him like if someone like was like give us an Instagram shout out and like 50 appointments were scheduled, we need to be like, look, like these are the calls, these are what happened, this is the result. And like the app will make it more easy to report back to people that schedule those referrals. And then we can just automate giving them the commissions as well. So that's going to incentivize them to keep sending leads. So these aren't necessarily like, I'm not going to charge people. Like I'll be like paying people to use it to like register their data. That way I can use that data to get more people to generate leads in the future. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because like I have like a specific guy who like generated the business listing leads, and like when I follow up with him on this, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be able to like when you send 100 leads in, I'm gonna show like these consultants called. It was like Jared called these ones, Jabali called these ones. This is what happened. This is how far they went. These are the contracts that got sent. This is how much time we spent sending to him. These are the emails, and like that's gonna make them like be willing to put their head down and like put money out of their own pockets to like invest into the campaigns, keep it going, and like grow it faster because they'll see like fuck, like what the fuck, like why wouldn't I perform? Because the fifth thing is entered into the consulting marketplace to scale the profitable campaign. So remember when I said like the consultant will be able to like press the buy now more for leads. So like when we have the data of that, we'll be able to like say, hey, lead vendor 3 is producing this at ROI, and we'll have like reviews on those leads, and then consultants can buy more directly. So like the lead vendor is getting this money from us and then money from the independent salespeople per campaign.
Yeah, that's smart.
So we just, like I said, and we'll be paying the lead vendor to get started. Like I'm like basically, you're basically another lead vendor. I'm paying you to get started with this. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna fucking track everything. And the better that you do, the more salespeople that I'm gonna be able to send to call your leads. And then
Yeah.
10%. Like you're the lead vendor. You're like an example of one. And you're the copywriter also. So I'm just explaining like, and then like you'll be able to log into that. Also, all the different offers that I have, you'll be able to set up leads for it and then get other salespeople to potentially buy leads for you to do it. And you can get, like I said, 10% commission on every single fucking deal that is produced. Next, and then finally is the service provider, right? So I've already proven that I can generate like fucking massive ROIs just through what I've done for like Alan Avery and the other people, right? Now imagine how much more I'll be able to help them with the app, the fact that I can automate getting the buyers, the salespeople, the writers, and the lead vendors in. And I go to the service provider. I'm like, dude, do you want like this process, this system on how I fucking make this money so fast and get these investors in? And they'll be like, yeah. Like, so for example, I was talking to a YouTube guy, he gets like turned 20, 30 clients a month. He can handle like 70 to 100, he said. So that's a difference of like from 400 to like 1.2 million a month. Where dude, like he can give us like 25K, and I'm not even like that guy. I probably won't pitch him 25K. I'm gonna probably just invest it to him and be like, dude, start promoting us on YouTube, and then I'm gonna send you clients and I'm gonna max you out. But that's an example. Like someone could give me 25K and I could like double their monthly income in like 4 to 6 months with this process by so the data that they'll be getting is number one. The pitch on how it's going to work is like the YouTube and the Walmart, their service does not make as much money as fast as our service because we can turn 25K and invest that back into leads, and then one lead gives us 25K. When they get to spend 25K, they have to spend like 20K into the Walmart store, and they get 5K to invest into marketing, which means they can't make money as fast as us. Which is why when they give us 25K, we can get 3 people to buy 25K in like 2 months, 3 months, if not faster. So we turn 25K to 75K. And then imagine we turn that 75K and put it into a funnel specifically for that business.
Damn.
Like, it's like, wait a minute, dude, there's no way that I can't make you ROI. That's why when we go to the vendor, I'm like, dude, 25K, and I'll put on contract that I'm going to 4x your money in 6 months, guaranteed. The money will come either through my website or yours. Like, there's no way there's no way I want to lose your money. There's no way, like, I'm selling for you. Like, why would I lose your money? Like, I'm using it for marketing and leads. So I'm going to use your collateral to get more consultants, get more leads people in. And here's the campaign management. Here's how we pitch it. So when they're like, nah, Ryan, I don't need to pay 25K to buy leads. Like, why don't you just do it for me for 3K? And I'll be like, cool. Here are the numbers of my campaign when you spend 25K into my SaaS funnel. And like, we'll have those numbers and it's going to be going like fucking exponential. Here are the numbers of the other fucking Walmart people that have invested with us already. And like, if they haven't, then obviously won't have it. But when we do, that's the goal, is to just get multiple people to invest with us because it's all going downstream. And then here are your numbers, right? So we'll be able to show them their competitors' numbers and then like get them to basically keep investing with us to buy more leads. Because imagine if we had 3 Walmart vendors that all gave us 100K for marketing, and then that produced 500 clients, and they could only handle 150 clients. So it's like the whole idea of what we're doing is to like basically make the idea of competition in the automation space obsolete, because it's really all about who can deliver, because there's an unlimited number of buyers. You just need to organize the information and aggregate it in an effective way. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So like we get, it's just like, it's so silly how I remember one of the Walmart guys that we did poker with, like he'd be like, you can only sell for me if you sign an exclusivity contract. I'm not going to give you access to my stores because you're going to use it to close for someone else. And I was like, dude, that's just so dumb. The whole idea of what I do is I'm leveraging the success of multiple people just to fucking make it. That's why I have so many investors come in, because I've just used other people's results from when I was in my mom's house. I just use other people's screenshots to like get people to take calls with me.
Yeah.
So the more people that I get, so for example, like with Jack is going to get me on with the fund guys, like I don't need to charge them 25K, even though I can prove that if they give me 25K, because they need 10 million in 6 months, and like I can prove that my funnel makes money faster than their trading system, because they're offering to give people 30% in a year when I can do that in like a lot shorter time. I just need to use their numbers. If I could just be like, look, I have this guy who's been trading for 5 years and he's legit and he is already managing 1 million and he trades with people that have 150 million. And here's my numbers for the SaaS company in the front. Here are the numbers in the back. I can just use his numbers to get more investors. So like when I put up listings for the YouTube, I put up listings for the trading. So that's why it's just like, they might as well just give me the fucking money. And if they don't give me money, like I'm going to just follow up with them until they fucking do. And if they don't, I'm just gonna have their competitor invest with us, and then I'll just market the results of their competitors to them.
Damn.
So it's a bottleneck for everything. And then so
Yeah.
like the campaign management, and then they'll have the project pipeline. They'll see like all the stats, obviously. They can see all the consultants that are making calls with them. They can see the recordings, obviously, the transcriptions that can be pushed to the sales manager, and they can just see like, all right, here are the objections that they're dealing with, and they can like deal with that. Obviously, they can push a button, schedule a call with all the consultants if there's like a new product that they want to tell them about. Then there's the clients tab. Obviously, when we're pushing volume, they don't want to like sign too many contracts at once. They have to make sure they can fulfill. So there'll be one place where it's like, hey, there's 12 contracts that you can sign. Click, click, click. You can sign them. Then it goes to the sign. Then it's like, hey, the money is pending. Is the team ready to receive it? And then these are the ones that have paid. You've accepted that project. And then, like I said, there's that transparent platform where the client comes in, the vendor can communicate, and then if like we need to be a liaison and communicative, be like that customer service, we'll have the money to do that because we already flipped the money a bunch of times. And then finally, there's the workspace. I'm almost done. Sorry, I know I'm kind of
You're
crazy.
good.
The final, right? So there's 3 more. The next one is the events portal, right? So that means like we just take all the audiences, the buyers, the salespeople, the writers, the leads, the providers, and we just invite them to the party, and we create bottlenecks on like, hey, we only have 25 spots to do this, or we're having a concert and we're having 20,000 people to do that. And we just create multiple bottlenecks. We can do live events, webinars. We can calculate like what is the cost to generate the email, the lead, to sell the tickets, the upsells from each event. And then we can calculate the ROI from the deals that were closed from being at the event. Obviously, once we have that profitability, we can get investors to just invest into the next event. And then we can just have like in the workspace scheduled events like for months, if not years out, because obviously if you had the money for the traffic to sell those tickets like 3 years in advance, you could do that. And if we had investors that wanted to buy into it, they can do that. And then we could also sell sponsorship packages to the providers that are already making money with us with the first way. And maybe they can't take clients, but they're just like, fuck, Brian, how do I make more money? We'll be like, cool, just invest into our sponsorship package and your company will be featured at the event. And then we can show them the profitability of the tickets, the mastermind and all that, give them an ROI for that. We could be selling those sponsor packages for like 50, 100K. We can record those. We can get consultants on the phone to, sell those sponsorship packages. The finances would be automated. And the final portal is the free portal, right? So like it's just a free app where it's like you're meeting someone in the subway, they don't have time to hear the pitch. You're like, dude, just download the ADC automation app. It's just so you can like see what we're about. And like that's like the app for where the guy is like so broke and he believes in what we're doing and he needs to convince his mom to schedule a consultation, and he can just click the resource tab and he can get all of our reports, he can get the training, he can get the portfolio, the case studies, and the newsletter of like just all the information just pushed to him in his app. And he can just like, even if he has no money for the training, the course, or the leads, and his investor, like his mom won't believe in him, he'll just be more successful because he's just going to see how fast we're growing and like all these different opportunities. And like he also will be able to like work on his resume and then like submit like job requests like on the free app, and just like take advantage of the free training that's going to focus on like mindset and just like general business development. So like that's the free app, the event, and then the final is the biz app portal. That's basically the portal for me where I could just run everything all in one place: the buyers, the consultants, the providers, the event business, the admin, the appointments, tasks, the marketing data, the sales data, the finance, the signed contract invoices, the completed transfers, the P&Ls, down to like when I could like just take a picture of the receipts and then boom, like immediately install that into the profit or loss and write it off. And like obviously the system, all these different solutions would work for me, so why wouldn't it work for someone else? And then like I said, we could charge for that system for like 500,000, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, or we could just not offer to anybody. We could just be like, fuck off, it's mine. And that's basically the presentation on how to automate delivering solutions with the ADC Network app. And I'll end the recording there. Happy to answer any questions.